Welcome to lesson 3 of the Python video tutorial series. In this lesson, you will learn to store data in a variable, and you will learn how to recall data from a variable in order to use it or display it. So what is a variable? In programming, a variable is something we use to store data while the program is running. A variable can store any type of data, including strings, integers, floats, lists, and more complex features which we will examine in a later video. A variable is made up of 3 parts. First, we have the variable name. There are strict rules when naming a variable, which are: the name must start with a letter, not a number. The variable must contain no spaces. The name should be meaningful, informing you, the programmer, of what is actually being stored. Next, we have the assignment operator, which is simply a single equals sign. This tells the computer to store the data to the right of the equals in the variable to the left. Finally, we have the data which is being stored. This can be any data type, but in this example we are storing a string, hence the speech marks. Let's have a look at some examples now. My first example is the one you saw a few seconds ago. I am storing a name, so I create a variable called name to which I assign the string Bob. Next, I will create a variable called age, to which I will assign the integer 21. Now I will create a variable called height, which will contain the float 12.2. In my next variable, called fruit, I will create and store a list of strings. I like to set this list up before I enter data, as it helps me to ensure I include the correct number of speech marks and commas. Finally, I will create a variable called answer, in which I will store the results of a calculation. Let's see what happens when I run this file. As you can see, nothing has displayed. This is because all we have done is store the data. We have not used an output statement to display it. So let's look at 2 methods we can use to display the information stored in variables. For this example, I have set up a new set of variables and stored my data. To display data from a variable, we simply need to use a print statement, and inside the brackets we write the name of the variable. When we run the program, it will display the data stored in first name, which is Boris in this example. Often you will need to display the values stored in a variable as part of a sentence. We use a standard print statement, then put a string inside the brackets. When we close the speech marks, we follow them with a comma, then type the variable name, then put another comma before including a final string. Think of the commas as meaning and include. So to read the line, it would say output the string hello my name is, and include the data stored in first name, and include the string full stop. On the next line, I am going to output 2 variables before I include a string. So we output the data stored in first name, and include the data stored in last name, and include a string which says to be precise. This final example is similar to the first line, which includes a string, the variable name, and another string. Now let's look at method 2. In method 2, we eliminate the need to break up our strings to include other elements. Instead, we write one complete string and put placeholders in it. The placeholders use brace brackets. At the end of the string, after the final speech marks, but before the close bracket of the print statement, we include the function .format, open bracket, close bracket. Inside of this, we write our variable name. I am going to speed up the video now as I make the changes to the next couple of lines. Notice how I put first name, last name in the middle line. The placeholders are filled in order from left to right. Let's examine the difference between methods when they are run. The second method, using the .format function, creates cleaner output. In places, method 1, the one using the commas, adds unwanted spaces. However, you will need to decide which method is best for you. Practice these techniques and I will see you in the next video where we examine inputs.